We're getting close, okay? We're just outside of the 48-hour mark now for the game between the Niners and the Packers. You worried about Brock Purdy?
No. Why would I worry about Brock Purdy?
Because the last time he was on a big stage, he stunk.
Right. But, they were 3 tip passes, so, geez, it's like he only threw 1 pick.
Well, but now, see, that sounds like sarcasm to me.
It's total sarcasm.
Okay, so tell me what you're actually thinking.
I'm not worried about him, but, everybody wants to talk about 4 interceptions, and, it was 3 tip balls. Well, 3 tip balls are passes that were tipped for a reason, but I don't worry about Brock Purdy. And I do think that this game is all about McCaffrey, and I don't know what the over-under is on his yards, but I would go over. It's got to be darn near 100 yards. I think McCaffrey goes for a ton. I think it's a game where, Brock Purdy doesn't get the full Jimmy G treatment, but I do think that Kyle will look to run and run and run more, and I think that he's going to try to possess it and really keep Jordan Love and that offense off the field.
I'll try to look for that. Christian McCaffrey's over-under. Yeah,
we can. Probably about 90 yards, I would get.
Are you talking about rushing or overall?
Just rushing.
Ooh, well,
just rushing.
That feels high.
Okay, really?
Well, just as an over-under in a playoff game. But, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong by any stretch. So, no, I wonder where everybody's at on that. Brock Purdy spoke yesterday. We're going to play some of that sound for you. Greg Olsen and Ross Tucker both had some interesting things to say earlier today right here on 95.7 The Game. The Roast had Olsen. Steiny and Goo had Ross Tucker. Everybody weighing in on a lot of these things. And we always talk about the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks are center stage again. And as I sort of said to Steiny and Goo, I'll take nothing away from the Packers. They're on a good run. Aaron Jones is on a heater. Jordan Love is not turning the ball over. And I am always impressed when a quarterback doesn't turn the ball over. It's literally what Kyle Shanahan was looking for years. Don't turn the ball over. And Jordan Love is doing that. So does that make him dangerous? You damn well better believe it does. However, I will also say that at the same time, we've gone and lost our minds. Everything you think about the Packers is because of last week. I don't mind if you think it, but let's go ahead and acknowledge that right now. Everything you think about the Packers is because of last week.
That's not true.
It's not?
No. It's based on what Jordan Love did the last 3 weeks or 6 weeks or 9 weeks. They were good. They were better. They were good. He was good. You look at QB rating from week 16, 17, and 18, and he was number 1. So it was more than just what he did. Yes, what he did last weekend, of course, weighs top of mind because they took apart Dallas in a very dramatic fashion, and all these receivers and tight ends that, we maybe didn't know a lot about before, they took center stage, but it's about more than just 1 week for me. It's about the weeks before that as well.
I look at who they were playing the last few weeks. You said, and is that an accurate statement? He's number 1 rated quarterback weeks?
I believe so.
16, 17, 18?
I saw a graphic last week when they played Dallas that he was the top rated quarterback from 16 through 18. Yeah.
Carolina, Minnesota, Chicago. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you said that what I believe or what we believe about the Packers is based on last week, and I'm telling you that I don't think so.
Well, okay.
It's based on... And I've not been a big Jordan Love guy all year, and you watched him early in the year, and they were shaky, and he was a little bit shaky. And since then, he's been better, and they've been better. And yes, the teams they played were not world beaters, but he's played great, and they won games they needed to win.
Sure.
And then they went and beat Dallas. So for me, it's more than just a 1 week, like, oh my God, Green Bay? Where'd you come from?
But nobody thought they were going to beat Dallas.
Of course.
So they didn't think this things about Jordan Love prior to
No, but you thought that Green Bay was a team that was playing better, and I didn't think that Green Bay would even make the playoffs until they won the Week 18.
Nobody thought they were going to beat Dallas. Nobody thought that was even going to be a game.
But your premise is faulty in my eyes because I thought about Green Bay long before they beat Dallas as a team that was playing better than what I thought they were in October.
Of course, they're playing better, but that's not what I'm getting at. And maybe you don't think much of Green Bay. I can't make a statement that covers every human being who's listening to our voices, but I can say that the narrative right now about Green Bay and the things that we hear, Jordan Love is being called a star, Jordan Love is being called the next big thing. Granted, this was Wisconsin radio, but best player on the field on Saturday. All of these things are the result of last weekend and nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. I take nothing away from their run. Yeah, they ran to the playoffs. They're a solid team. And Jordan Love's a good young player who has shown that he is the starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers going forward. And I do think, we talked about it yesterday, NFC quarterback situations going forward, they are one of a few that you like.
Right.
The Niners, the Packers, maybe the Eagles and the Lions. Outside of that, I guess if you want to talk about the Cowboys, weird week to talk about it. But there's very few teams in the NFC where you're like, I like their quarterback situation. It probably, because of how young they are, starts with the Niners and the Packers. And maybe this is the start of yet another edition of the Niner-Packer rivalry that keeps showing up in the playoffs. I saw that this game this weekend, I think, is going to become the record for how many times two teams have met in the playoffs. These two teams always meet in the playoffs. And now, here we go again with these two young quarterbacks. Probably not going to be the last time in the next few years that they meet in the playoffs.
Both quarterbacks being franchise guys, you would imagine.
Of course.
And this matchup could be like 10 years of Love versus Purdy.
I don't know if I'd go 10 years. But like, are they going to see each other again within the next 5? I'd bet on it.
Yeah.
I'd bet yes, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you?
For sure.
Yeah. So good. They're good. But what I hear, oh, no. He's different. This is the man now. Okay. Not even saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is, if you think that because of last week. Because nobody said that when they beat the Bears 17-9 in the last week of the season in order to secure a playoff spot. Nobody thought that. So we're basing it on 4 quarters.
Okay.
4 quarters of football. And that's the man now.
Right. I mean, I would base it on more than that. And I'm not saying that he's the man now, but you look at what Jordan Love has become from week 7 to week 10 to week 14 to the wild card round. He's gotten better. They've gotten better.
No doubt.
And they've gotten healthier, and they've turned into a real playoff team. And they're a team that, was better than Minnesota and better than Chicago, and they were able to get to the wild card, and they knocked off the 2 seed. So it's more of an accumulation than it is just one game of like, oh, wow, Green Bay. Is that Favre? Is that Rodgers? Oh, no, it's somebody else. Wow, that guy's pretty decent. It's more than just one game. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, with what you're saying, I agree. But what I hear out and about is much further than what you're saying.
Sure.
They're a better team than they were in the first half of the year, obviously. Look at what they're doing. Are they dangerous this weekend? Sure, I'd argue that they are. But the 9.5 to 10 point spread, in my opinion, I love to do this. Take a spread and tell me the story that it's telling you. Forget what you think is going to happen, because often spreads will come down to, whoops, that field goal went in, or this guy missed an extra point, or whatever. Vegas knows stuff, and 9.5 to 10 might be about the deal. But if so many people feel like Jordan Love has, quote, arrived, and he is a budding star, and he is the hottest quarterback in the NFL. These are not things that you associate with, oh, and he's also a double-digit underdog this weekend. That's odd. That's weird. So if you ask me the story that I think it's telling, the story is that the 49ers are a markedly better team than the Green Bay Packers. And if you believe in everything that you saw last weekend, then you should run to your local favorite app, and you should put everything you have on this great Packer team that also is getting 10 points.
Right.
You don't need to win. You don't even need to come within 1 score in order to win money if the Packers are this good. The story that they're telling you, they're daring you to take the 49ers. If the Packers can put up 48 on Dallas, how the hell are the Niners going to cover a double-digit spread? They're begging you. They're begging you to take the Green Bay Packers.
Right.
You won't.
Many people, of course I won't, because I think that when you look at what you're talking about, there are 2 different things here. Is Jordan Love good, and has he arrived? Absolutely. But he's going up against one of the best defenses in football, and a team that can keep the ball away from him. And there's a reason why the Niners are 9.5-point favorites. And you look at the team that is coming off a week of rest, and in many cases 2 weeks of rest. They're going to be fresh, hungry, at home, and they're better. So Jordan Love, is he good? Yeah, he's proven that he's good over the last 9-10 weeks. He's proven that he's a very good player, but is he good enough to beat this defense for 4 quarters? No.
Yeah. To me, we've said this so much about the first quarters of 49er games.
Yeah.
Well, this one is really, really partially just because it's a playoff game. But I think with the way the Packers do their business, this first quarter is going to tell the entire story. And you'll know. You'll know at the end of 15 minutes what we're looking at. And the Packers are either going to have a shot or they're going to get steamrolled.
Right.
What I don't see is the 49ers getting off to a good start, and then the Packers hanging around,
nice.
and then getting some sort of a close finish. Niners start fast, blowout. Absolute and complete blowout because it's going to take away what the Packers hope to do to stay on the field.